Hello, users of the internet. Now, I do not expect the quality of this to be very good. This is going to be my first YouTube video. So, yeah, welcome to my YouTube video. I am on Scratch at this moment, and I'm going to show off some of my projects. Now, if you're not familiar, Scratch is a website in which you can program games or, well, really whatever you want. I've done several hundred projects, and we're just going to look at Avoid the Lions today. All the Avoid the Lions games. You can see many of them already on the screen here, and yeah, so let's get into that. So this is just my stuff. This is where I can get to all my stuff. But here we go. I have a whole studio for that. Studio, of course, is a collection of projects. Here we go. Avoid the Lions. So, yes, I've created a whole studio for Avoid the Lions because it's one of my best series of games. We're going to start at the beginning, the original Avoid the Lions. Now, let's see, let's make sure, yeah, it sound's on. Okay, good. Not all the games have sound, but many do. So we're going to play Avoid the Lions 1. It's a simple game that just drops things from the top of the screen, and you avoid the opponents and pick up the treasure. I'm going to play as Jim Lovell because he's my favorite astronaut. Select both opponents and all the treasure. Use the arrow keys to move, and yeah, that's right. This is the early version. So yeah, and the objective here is just to pick up the treasure, which in this version is food, and not get hit by the lions or the lightning that comes from the top of the screen. And I think it's a fun game. As you can see, everything's kind of different sizes, which is frustrating. But we'll discuss that more a little later. In this version, you get 3 lives, and that's all right. Some of these runs can be pretty long. I think the longest one for this was 87 seconds. Yeah, it says so in the corner of the, not corner, but in the little box up there where it's longest time. I don't know. I don't know exactly how well this game works compared to some of the others, but yeah, I enjoyed building it. No, I built this a few years ago. Actually, I made this game a few years ago, actually, and actually, it wasn't a few years. We'll check that. Hey, we just got the longest time, and we're about to set the high score. And we have the high score. I don't think the high score feature works so well on here. I don't think it saves it anymore. It's kind of broken. I fixed that in the later games, though, so that's okay. It's fairly easy. I remember when I first made it, I thought it was really hard. Then I made all the sequels to it, and, well, we'll talk about that. This game doesn't have any sound, but some of the other ones do. I think it's fun. Yeah, okay, we've gone over 2 minutes now. That's pretty good. Still have 2 lives. Start with 3 in this version, like I said earlier. Lost 1, though. I don't know. I don't know why I picked 3. A lot of older video games, Atari, for instance, a lot of Atari games start you off with 3 lives. Space Duel, I think, does. That's a fun game. My dad plays it a lot. If you're not familiar with it, it's kind of like Asteroids, but a little more complex. You can play as, it can be multiplayer, or you could play as both spacecraft. You can get extra lives, which is nice. The objects, the better graphics, it's not all pixelated, it's actually nice. Very bright colors. It's a fun game. But, we're not here to play Space Duel. We're playing Avoid the Lions today. I don't know what else to talk about because, well, Wow, I've gone over 3 minutes now. Okay. Very high score. Okay. Crud. Hit the lion. When I made this game, they actually didn't have that lion, that particular lion as an option anymore. So I had to go back to one of my older projects and, make a copy of it so I could use it. It was a little frustrating, but that's okay. In this version, I think I only have in Avoid the Lions one. I think we only have that. I only have that one. The game's over. Makes it very clear that the game is over. Let's see. When did I make this? Oh yes, July 12, 2020. So it wasn't a few years, but it was. Well, yeah, it was over a year ago. That's pretty good. Let's see. We'll talk about Weird Eddie Studios in another video. That's my main studio, but that's all we need to say about it. Avoid the Lions. Here we go. We do not play Avoid the Lions 2. You can play any of the Avoid the Lions games, but not 2. So we're going to go straight to 3. I don't think 3 is as popular as 1. You get some more. You get the choices. We'll do gym level again. More treasure. Now we have a tennis ball and an apple as a choice, as well as the 3 from the prior game: bananas, cheesy puffs, and fruit platter. But you still have. I think this. Oh yeah, this is extra hard lightning version, which means that there are no lions, which is weird because it's Avoid the Lions. But when I made it, I didn't want to have to do a lot of different menus because I was being lazy. It's kind of frustrating to have to do those menus over and over again because it's very intricate. Well, I found a way to do it more easily now, and I have lots of choices in all the newer games. Oh, crap! Crud. Yeah. So, I forgot about the warning, the warning siren in this version. It tells you when you get down to 5 lives. You start with 10 in this version, unlike the other 2, the first 2, so that's nicer. Everything is still really different sizes, and that's a little annoying. And you may have, and if you've read the screen, you'll see that it's warning me about the blue bolt. If you're not, of course, the blue bolt, you've probably seen it streak across the screen a few times now. It's a bright blue light. Oh, it had to hit me. I died to the blue bolt. The blue bolt is a lightning bolt that takes away 5 lives instead of 1, like all the others. So it's just a new opponent. Well, new when that version of the game was released. We'll move on to 4 now. More lightning and more lions. I added even more kinds of lightning, and I returned the lions to them. Good piece of advice here. I have noticed that it is better to go where your opponents are not than it is to go where your treasure is. Remember that. Maybe go to the clear areas and not die instead of going to the areas where the treasure is and risk dying. Fewer choices because, once again, it's frustrating to make these menus. Oh, a little slower in this version, but you still get 10 lives. Oh yeah, and this was the first one to introduce the force field. So now, if you have the force field on, you won't lose a life if... What? Oh, the force field's broken. Well, that's annoying. Well, the force field's supposed to work. Works in the later versions. I wonder if... Oh, yep, and there's that siren again. Well, this version is interesting. As you have likely noticed, I've added other kinds of lions in this version. They don't have those other ones either anymore, so I had to dig deep into my other projects and find those, and because I think the older lions that they have in this website are better than the newer ones. Oh, yeah, I forgot. In this version, the shield only works against the tracking lightning. The red one, called the Hunter, it follows you. It is, more difficult. I forgot. It doesn't. The force field doesn't work against the normal opponents. Only the the hunter, because if you didn't have a force field, then it would hit you every time. Oh, that's not as fun. And the later versions, force field blocks everything. And the game is over. So, yeah. Back to Avoid the Lions Studio. Time to play game number 5. This one's Sharks, Shields, and Sweepers. Sweepers will make sense in a moment. It was one of my favorite ones to make, and when I released it, it was just the greatest thing I had done at the time. Once again, we have this 9 choice menu with a random. You can select a random character, and it adds a few more. Already had the cats, had level, of course. A few other things. I think squirrel, dog, and pink dog. Now we have duck. I don't remember everything. Oh, and Wizard Toad. Wizard Toad's funny. We'll do Wizard Toad this round. And, of course, we don't have the 9 menu on everything because there aren't that many opponents. But we have a lot of different treasure. We'll do all of it. And Wizard Toad is tiny. Well, that's fun. Look at that force field. Blocks everything. I added sharks in this version, which makes sense because of the title. There are other kinds of hunters now, and I'll explain the knight in a minute. Oh, and of course him. We'll talk about that too. So there's a lot going on. So I added more. So now there's a hunter for every opponent: lions, lightning, and sharks. You can gain lives back. That's what the yellow square is. Oh! And that's Moonkia. Yin. You have to say yin after saying Moonkia. Yin. Does that make sense? Look, it probably doesn't, but that's just the rule. I'm not doing so well. That's Rainbow Lion. Rainbow Lion removes any opponents that he touches from the game, so, makes it easier on you. The knight that crossed the screen a few moments ago was Evil Knight. He steals any treasure that he touches, which is mostly food and some other stuff. Oh, there he is. There's Evil Knight. And, of course, Moonkia, who fired his laser... I forgot to say it. Who fired his laser moments ago, just clears out anything that he hits with his laser. Oh, right on time. This is also the first game to introduce a new kind of... a more difficult, a more threatening version of, what's it called, of the Blue Bolt. It's called Destructo the Destroyer. It's the bright green opponent that crosses the screen roughly once a minute at the end of the minute. It can be lightning or a shark or a lion. It takes away 6 lives, so that's the most damage any opponent can do. Oh, yep. I had my shield on just in time because if you didn't notice, Destructo the Destroyer just went right onto me, and the game starts Destructo the Destroyer right above your position, and you either have to move out of the way or hopefully have the force field on, and because it's a hard hit. I've added some other kinds of lightning. There is the 2 lightning bolts next to each other. Sometimes 2 just start right next to each other, but there's an actual one where it's actually 2, and it takes away 2, and it was right there. It was right over. It went right down the middle of the screen seconds ago. It kind of looked like there were 3. There was a single lightning and then a double lightning. The double lightning is called Double Trouble, and it just went by again, which you probably saw. There's also the lightning bolt that kind of fades from red to yellow. I think it's just a nice addition. I think you kind of get the idea about what that is supposed to be. And of course, the game's over now. Oh, and the best time is 1,676 seconds, which, if you don't want to do the math, is right around half an hour. My brother just put the force field on and just, let the game run to set the best time. Oh, wow, this one's in a lot of studios. Avoid the Lions. So that was 5, we'll do 6. When I made 6, I thought it was even better than 5. I even mentioned that right here. Now we'll play. I added E as a character you can play as now. I guess we can play as E, and these color changing menu titles. All the treasure. And it's now possible to select the individual opponents because there were multiple kinds of sharks and multiple kinds of lions. So now, if you only want to play with a very specific opponent, you can do that. I like all of them though. And I believe starting with this game, I standardized the size of just about everything to, in small screen mode, 5/8 of an inch, and in large screen mode, I forget exactly how big, maybe 1 1/4 inches. That's the length, the longer side, or in some cases the shorter side. Anyway, it's just so everything's about the same size, so no character has a clear advantage. Of course, some of them are kind of longer, but that doesn't have as big of an effect. I added more colors of lightning in this one, because lightning can be just about any color in real life. There I have orange and purple. Look who's back. Oh, and that's another thing. If Munkya fires his laser and it hits Evil Knight or Rainbow Lion, then they'll be removed from the game. I mean, they'll come back later, but they'll be out. Okay, that didn't go long enough. There's still more to the show. I'll play as a level this time. But I got killed by Destructo the Destroyer. This game can sometimes just... White Lightning, which is kind of funny if you think about it. There's also the Invisibolt, which I forgot to mention a few games ago. It was added. There's Pink Lightning too, but the Invisibolt doesn't have the black outline, and it's hard to see. So that's I think it's a fun challenge. A Rainbow Lion just knocked out the blue bolt. That's nice. In this, he's back. I think there's blue lightning as well, because blue lightning can be blue. The shark, the hunter shark, the shark version of the hunter is gray in this one, just to help you differentiate it from the regular sharks. Because the lightning hunter is red, and the used to be lightning was yellow, but all the colors have been changed. I mean, we have all the original colors, but we have extra ones too. This version still has the additional lives, which you can pick up, and there's one right now. By the way, if you saw the pink starfish, that's the starfish of supreme power. He gives you 2 lives and 5 points. Where's the other way around? I think, it's 2 lives and 5 points. It's kind of funny when the game ends with Munkya Yin, because he'll just make a loud noise. One time he was still on the screen when the game over sign came up, and that was kind of funny. Okay, let's see, Wooden Lion 6. So, I made 2 other versions. The Avoid the Lions 6 Special Edition. There's some other new characters you can play as. We still have Cat and Lion. You can play as the Lion now, which is fun because Lion's your opponent, but you can play as one. Bobby Darin, who sings Beyond the Sea, which is one of my favorite songs. Chuck Norris, because he's Chuck Norris. John Travolta, he's interesting. Rick Astley, because he's Rick Astley. Donald Trump, because he was the president at one point, and I think he was a good president. Still have Jim Lovell. And Elon Musk, because we need to... we need to send weaponized vacuum cleaners to Mars to sweep for space coyotes. I guess we can... we'll play as Rick Astley, because, the internet. But, all the opponents and treasures are the same. By the way, I just took a picture of each of those persons and just used the image editor to, remove the rest of the image. I think I did a fine job, and since the character in the game is fairly small, it's kind of hard to see. Let's see, what else have I added in this version? Not really anything, just the special characters you can play as. I just thought it was fun. The thumbnail of the game was orange, and it was blue and orange instead of red and green because it's special, it's fancy. It's like if you drink apple juice, carbonated apple juice, it's fancy. It's just how it works. Otherwise, it's basically the same game. Oh, look who it is. And of course, I had to get hit by Destructo the Destroyer. I think there's Starfish of Supreme Power. I would have lost more lives trying to get him than he would have given me, so it wasn't worth doing. Oh well, doesn't matter. It's a game. Also, Avoid the Lions is not nearly as much fun in real life as it is on the computer. But I have personal experience with that. Oh, look who's back. Oh. What happened to the sound? I don't know what happened to the sound. But yeah, if you play as Rick Astley in this version, you'll get Rick rolled at the end. But I don't know what happened to the sound. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, I thought it was going to be really funny. Oh well, that's okay. There's Avoid the Lions 6 Cat Edition, where all the different characters you can play as are cats. We have these. We have multicolor cat, color changing multicolor cat, or just color changing cat, as well as individual colors. I liked this one, and we'll just do all the treasure and all the opponents. So on Scratch, they start you out. Every project starts out with just this cat. You can keep him or get rid of him, depending on what you want to do. I don't know. Sometimes I need him, sometimes I don't. In this game, I did. So here he is. I like to make him multiple colors and have him change color. Not because that means anything, it's just kind of pretty. Remember that. Oh, look who's back. But we don't... Ah, crud. We don't need to, really, this is just... There's nothing really different here. Other than just the cats, because, Cat Edition. Just thought it'd be something fun to do. Have additional... just play as multiple different... We have the ability to play as different cats. Well, it's the same cat, but just different colors. I think it's a fun game. Avoid the Lions 6 is pretty good. But clearly I didn't avoid the lion since I've died. Actually, it was a shark that got me, but that doesn't matter. By the way, I had no say in this image. It wasn't originally anime, but it is now. I don't like anime particular. I don't like anime, and well, I'm still in the group because I can just dump stuff in it, and I have a higher chance of being found. So, we'll just put up with it for now. We'll play Avoid the Lions 7. I'll play Avoid the Lions 7, and then let's see. I'm not going to do the Avoid the Lions re-release or the 2 or 3 re-releases or the different color editions. By the way, these are just the first 4 color editions. I'm going to do another 4, and they all focus on one color. Basically, everything's just the one color. I mean, there's not everything, but a lot of things are. We won't play those. And if anyone who's watching this wants to play the re-releases, that'd be fine if you want to do that. I'd appreciate if you take a look at all this stuff, actually, and particularly the re-releases. They're kind of fun, but really they're it's just improved quality versions of the original games that they share a title with. 2 is the second re-release because wait, did I say the second? No, it's just the second re-release because this is the re-release, so therefore this is the second re-release. And Avoid the Lions 3 now with Lions because Avoid the Lions 3 was originally Extra Hard Lightning version, or is it edition? Its version, had no lions. But now we'll play 7, which is currently the best game in the series. I'm thinking about doing an 8. And now there's a little joke in this one. It's not Rick Astley, but it's still funny. I'll point it out when it comes, and you can tell me if you understand the joke. Now I've added lots of things to this version. Force field points being one of the most interesting. Basically, now if you have force field points, you can still pick up treasure when you have the force field on, and that's what the force field points look like, the blue squares. The force field points are each one one force field point represents a second worth of force field points, and it counts down by tenths of a second. Because a second is too much, and a hundredth of a second is too little. It's kind of it's fun. I think it's a good addition. Of course, you may have noticed the black lightning. I call it darkening because dark is the opposite of light, and I thought that was kind of funny. The car. You saw the car, the red convertible. Remember, it's lions, sharks, and lightning, and it's a red convertible. Tell me if you get the joke, because I think it's kind of funny. It's not really a joke, it's a reference. And I died to the blue bolt. Well, that's unfortunate. In this version, the Starfish of Supreme Power gives you 5 force field points, 5 additional lives, and 5 points. So that's an increase from the when it was introduced. And yeah. So, well, I guess that's just about all there is to do with Avoid the Lions. That's about it.